join your palms together for a meditation reading. Every step you take is supported by 1,000 ancestors, anonymous by Native American quote. If you would please join me in Gasho. Namu Amidas, Namu Amidas, Namu Amidas, Namadas, Namadas, Namadas. Sit. Can you still? Me here as a minister has taken many hours of tutoring and teachings, and they were from ministers, or they were from my professors who specialized in Buddhism. And it's been a struggle. And so what I'm talking about is how each step I take, or each step I took, it was always by the teachings of these people, even my ancestors. I do not have a lineage of being a Buddhist minister. I'm the first generation to ever become one. And there is a minister who can count back 28 generations after each other of being a minister. So when he came here to become a minister, he knew what was expected. I'm not, like I said, I'm not from a temple family. My father was Catholic. He wanted me to become a nun. My mother was Buddhist. And she would have liked me to been more devoted to going to temple, but I went for the fun and games. But along the way, there was always someone there to plant a seed. And that seed took a long time to germinate. And I kept pushing it back and pushing it back. And then finally I decided, okay, let me try it. And even my oldest brother said, well, he gave me several pieces of advice. One advice was, this is it. No more changing of careers. You've gone through too many. This is it. Okay. The other advice is, try it. If it doesn't work out, you can always come home. Well, I stuck with it. Along the way, there were many people behind me. Each step I took, they were there, either to correct me or to give me advice. And so, learning about Buddhism, there's always someone to help guide us. We only had to ask. We have a tendency to shy away from asking questions. But in each and every one of us, we have an answer. It may not be the answer that you are hoping for, but the answer is there. And you have a choice of not taking it or taking it. But it's always someone there. And they don't even have to be your ancestors. But if you think about that ancestral backing, I was taught by my parents the Japanese traditions My mother taught me behavior and manners. But where did she learn that from? Think about it. It was generations before her. And generations down the line. So we've learned much about ourselves. Or I should say we developed much of ourselves through our ancestors. But we also have developed ourselves through the teachings of the Buddha and through the teachings of other people. Think about it. You've always wanted to come to temple, but you were always afraid to come because you didn't know what to expect. And that one day you're walking on the path and you look up and there's the temple and you go, oh. At first when you come in, you're scared. You don't know what to expect. Well, and that's natural. But once you step in the door, that's taking the first step. There is someone back of you, your ancestor, your whoever, who's beckoning you to come in. In our case, it's the Buddha. Come as you are. Be who you are. Don't be afraid. And the nice thing about Jodo Shinshu is they let you ask questions. If you're lost and you don't know what's going on, ask a question. Doesn't mean that we can answer it, but we can at least try. And that's all it takes, is that first step into the temple. And there's always someone there to greet you. We hold introduction classes to Jodo Shinshu. From the very beginning of Jodo Shinshu. Well, it should be the beginning of Buddhism into Jodo Shinshu. And that clears up a lot of misinterpretations. But there's always someone there to give some kind of teachings and guidance and direction. So each step we take closer into entrusting, there is something, someone there behind us, telling us, it's okay, take the first step. Go as you are. Don't worry about anything. So, when people do come to temple for the very first time, when they leave, they feel at ease. Because there's always someone there to guide them, to lead them, to show them. So it is, every step we do take, it is supported by ancestors and others who will help show us the way. I just remembered, it's like the picture on my left of Shinran Shonin, who's the founder of Jodo Shinshu. And to my right is his 8th descendant. And it follows the line of descendants of Jodo Shinshu. In fact, our abbot now is like a 20 or 34th descendant. It's this long line of ancestors who still carry on the teachings of Shinran Shonin. You know, they've changed some of the wording and they've changed it, but the thought is still there and it's the same teachings. But, you know, as the future comes, it takes on a future spin to it. But it's the same teachings. So, today's abbot was influenced, or is influenced, by Shinran Shonin and Renyo and down the line. So that's every step he's taken has been supported by his ancestors. If you would please, join your hands together in Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu.